Alright, what do we got? What do we got? We'll take the candle and the hammer. So I've got the hammer and the screwdriver now. Give me 1 pot. That covers our cooking, boiling needs. Not worried about food. Worried about duct tape or strings, so... Only other thing we can generally find tool-wise is the pliers, which gives us level 1 bolt turning. Not super critical. As long as we got the hammer and the screwdriver, we got the start of what we need. Do I want to go around this guy to try to go get that leather trench coat? Oh, somebody... Where'd that guy come from? Man, he's traveling fast if he came all that way through the window. Or did I not see him up there in a corner? We're gonna leave the trench coat opportunity. We'll get plenty more. It's too early for me to risk for that right now. So we're gonna keep moving. Notice I am not in a hurry. I don't care about the zombie right there. A very, very common problem that newer players will run into, and the trick to surviving in these kinds of environments, is to walk. Every single time you can, be walking. Always walk. Only run when you literally have to. So as long as he's several spaces away, and I'm confident I can get through the door and close it before he gets to me, no reason whatsoever for me to go to run mode and expend my precious stamina. So you want to do a lot of run, walk, run, walk, run, walk actions, and flip it on and off constantly. Only use run when you absolutely have to, then walk to regain the stamina you just used. You'll last way, way longer if you follow that advice. So, that'll give me at least a couple of rounds, unless he gets a really lucky couple of strikes against the door. So, let's keep moving. Out the window, over the fence, and... Looking clear in the backyard so far. Somebody made noise. I think somebody's in the garage area here. Hopefully it's not something fast. Dogs and runners, that's what I... Oh, is that a tandem bike? I think that's the tandem. Oh, it's the electric. Can you pedal electric bikes without power? I don't think I've ever tried. Is there somebody in that? Yep, there's somebody in there. No alternator, so it's not going to be able to recharge. I'm not going to try. I'd love to get an early bike. I would hope that it's either or, but I'm not 100% certain it is. That I'm not sure of. Alright, we know it's there. Standard zombie. We're going to keep going. Coffee maker, flashlight, hammer, tongs. There's the pliers that give the level 1 bolt turning, but I'm not going to need that for quite a while. I'll hold out for the better stuff later. Another battery, maybe. Don't care about food and water right now. And don't care. Alright, he's going to bust his way in. Don't care. I do care about bathrooms still, so more antiseptic is always good. Basically guarantees we're never going to get a bite wound. 1 towel. Gotta have a towel. I don't think we'll run into many of the things that blind me this early. And I think that's all I care about. So vitamins are for RP purposes only. Oh, we do have a basement. That guy's definitely going to come up behind me, so I'm going to have to dance around him a bit. Please don't be rats. Or don't be cockroaches. Rats I can handle. No cockroaches, please. No cockroaches. And no real items. Alright, well that was a disappointment. If you're not aware, water heaters contain, you know, water, and it actually is clean water. You don't have to boil it or anything, so it's labeled specifically clean water. You examine, it'll tell you how many doses, so we got 23 clean water. We're going to go ahead and drink from it directly until we're stomach bursting full. There we are. We are turgid, so that'll take care of our hydration needs for a while. Most basements have a water heater like that. House basements have a water heater that you can take advantage of. The zombie got distracted. Ideally, I do not want to go out the front. That puts me on the street side. Terrible idea. I want to go back down this hall and try to go directly to this southern building. So that building there. At some point, I'm going to have to cross a street. So crossing diagonally here might be an option. Then come south. This is bad news for me. This is an open sewer. There's lots of shock zombies and technician zombies there. So all I'm doing right now is I'm working my way deeper into the city, because that's the fun part. I'm not going to retreat to the LMOE shelter. We're just going to dive straight into the heart of the city. Kind of to show that it can be done and how to do it and give advice and all that. But that's my intent. Alright, how to end run this zombie. Let's go. I don't want to risk trying to pull him down into the basement, because he might not go down into the basement. He might just stand up here, and that would be problematic. So we're going to go to run mode very briefly. We picked up a second zombie down there. I'm going to go up this way, close the door behind me, go back to walk mode immediately. No clothing I care about there. And I'm going to do the thing I did last time. We're just going to circle around. So we got the attention of the things in the house. They're pulling north, and they're going to try to come through this door. I'm going to go out the window and then come back south. We'll check out the bike. Doing those kinds of loops is very powerful, very important. Just understand the consequences of certain levels of noise. Could have drawn other zombies in. You generally don't want to go back on a path you've already traced, because you'll walk into zombies that might be trailing along behind you. I should probably show the scent trail again. So there's my scent trail. That shows the cloud of scent that I'm leaving behind me as I travel. So earlier I came up this hallway. This is where I spent the time, the longest period of time ago, so it's dissipating quickly. The bigger numbers are how zombies follow me. So right where I'm at, it's 55, 49 type numbers. So the zombies up here that can't see me are following these numbers. They're following the scent trail. So it's good to know what this is and how it works. Zombies can see you, they can hear you, and they can smell you. And if you're wondering why zombies are finding you, sometimes it's because of this scent trail process. And understanding that the scent billows out around you the longer you stand still in stronger numbers. And then it equalizes at a certain point. It's not like a gigantic cloud or anything. But getting a feel for this is good information to have, understand how it works. But it's a debug option. It's not normal game information. So I show it for educational and demonstration purposes. I already obviously know how it all works and work around it or work with it. Alright, let's take a look at the bike. So we got enough wheels. The alternator's busted, so how does it... I've never actually tried riding one of these things when the electricity was not working. It has foot pedals. So when it has power, does it have like an engine you activate? Electric bike is ready. Looks like the tiny electric motor is out of battery. You take control. Can I drive? Yep. So I can drive it. Nah, I'm not worried about the X-Acto knife. Fine cutting. We've got the small knife in our inventory. The pocket knife. Good enough for now. It has fine cutting of 1, plus the regular cutting. That'll do for my needs. We're not worried about butchering or dissecting. Whatever happened to the spider basements? I haven't actually seen one in quite a long time. I'm not aware that they've been removed from the game, but the basements in general have been overhauled so many times in so many ways, and there's such a vast quantity of different basements now that I think they might just be lost in the random shuffle, and they're just... It's so unlikely to see one because there's so many possibilities now. So, but I've complained about things being missing from map gen before that were actually missing, and they finally got them fixed. So who knows? Maybe the spider basements have accidentally gotten removed as well due to some problem with the map gen. Scent can be obscured by smoke and tear gas type effects. I don't think anything else is strong enough to do it, though. Alright, so we got a decision to make here. Do we start pedal powering our way down to the middle of the city? I mean, we could just pedal out and try to work our way down south. I'm a little nervous about going by this open sewer here, because if there are shock zombies, we get the hell shocked out of us as we try to go by there. Not guaranteed it'll be shock zombies, but it's a possibility. The other option is to just keep house hopping. I'm leaning toward, I mean, I want the bike, but I'm leaning towards house hopping because I can pick up random items here and there as we travel. I can always bail off the bike, I guess, as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and take advantage of the bike. The thing to realize about bikes is they, at a certain speed, they will start consuming your stamina, so you got to keep the speed down so that you're not burning stamina while you're riding the bike. And then only accelerate for very, very short bursts, just like when you're walking and running around. But also be aware it has an absolutely miserable turn radius, and you will get yourself in trouble if you go too close to things and then you try to turn. Because all vehicles in the game turn on, what is that, 45-degree pivot points? So you get these really wide swings of the front and back of the vehicle anytime you try to make a turn, and it can be deceptively hard to avoid collisions or getting stopped and things like that. So you got to be really, really cautious when riding a bike. All right, let's go ahead and give it a try though. Let's expose ourselves. Put ourselves right out there. Oh, I've still got everything set on that weird metric system those weird people use. That's fine. So far, everything looks fine. We'll straighten her out and we'll just keep going south. So as you can see, at 12 kilometers per hour, we are staying ahead of the zombies. The problem is going to be the zombies in front of me are going to be blocking my path, and getting around them is going to be tough, especially if I get grabbed right off the bike. So this is not a good situation right here with the way these are all positioned. These turns are going to be awkward. Those guys are going to throw stuff at me. Yeah, I'm already not liking this. I'm kind of wishing I'd stayed in the house. So we got a couple of feral humans. They're going to toss rocks and stuff at me as I go by. The zombies are positioned in such a way that all these guys to the south that can see me so far away are now going to approach, and they're going to get into a tighter and tighter group that's going to be hard for me to maneuver around. And if we get grabbed, all bets are off on whether we survive. So these are the guys I don't want to deal with. These are the runners. So we got zombie runner, zombie runner, zombie runner. They're the ones that are the issue. The rest of these guys I can walk around with no problem. Ooh, we even got a soldier inside the car. You got wheels? Ooh, you got wheels. An electric SUV that has wheels, huh? Alright, let's look at this in a little more depth. So we've got the wheels in place. We've got a broken security system, which is what we need. All the other components are in place. We got the motor. I need to see a battery. Where do you... Yep, storage battery is there, but draining, and a battery is there in perfect condition. Don't know the charge level. That, from everything I can tell, is going to be a working vehicle. One of the nice things about the electric vehicles is you don't have to worry about broken engines. Motors either work or don't work. The engines, gasoline engines, might have faults that have to be mended. Depending on what faults you get, it might work, it might not work, based on the type of fault. But you don't have to worry about that for the electric vehicles, so it removes one of the things that could prevent the vehicle from going. So this is an interesting situation.
Glad to be back on subbing you. Been a while since I've played C. DDA.
Hey there, Hammered One. Thanks for coming back and subbing. Appreciate it. Somebody else resubbed earlier. I think I missed. So, who was that? Oh yeah, Kevlar Kello. What's this button do? Yeah, just ask yourself that once a month. That'd be great. So we've got an opportunity here. This is potentially a working vehicle. It's not perfect because it's got a broken door frame here, so zombies would be able to get to me or shoot through that. But a working vehicle of any kind is incredibly powerful and would get us where I want to go way faster and easier than trying to bike ride our way through. So I got to make a decision here. Do I try to get that SUV? It's not guaranteed to run, so there still could be something going on if the batteries are completely drained, for example. I don't think they will be, because we've got a good condition one here, and we've got a couple of panels that are not completely broken. So it should be generating or getting power to the batteries. So I think it's drivable. Just the one issue with zombies could easily step to that space and start hammering on me. If I were to do this, the best way to do it would probably be to continue south a bit, draw the soldier zombie out of the vehicle, bail off the bike, and then try to roll back to it. I'm not sure on this one. Let's see how... I'm going to try to move south a little further. We'll see how things shake out as we try to maneuver here. I really don't like this setup of where everything's positioned, though. This is a particularly bad situation for us to try to maneuver through on a bicycle, with no protection and so on. Ranged fire throwers here. This group's going to keep collapsing towards me, so if I try to bail anywhere up here, it's going to get kind of ugly. So, yeah. Is there any way to teach literacy in the game if you start without it? Piloting helicopter, no. You got to start as a pilot. Unless you're playing with a mod. One of the... I don't know if it's Aftershock or Cataclysm, I think has a CBM that will teach you helicopter flying. But there's no way in vanilla to do it. Literacy, if you do like the churl or curl start, you're illiterate, and supposedly you can have NPCs read books to you. I don't know if that gets rid of the illiteracy or if that just lets you learn those other skills through their book reading, but not a conversation I can have any real contribution to, because I just hate NPCs and never deal with them, so somebody else will have to give a definite one way or the other on that one. But I'm not aware of a normal way to get rid of the illiteracy trait if you start with it. Okay. And I am so tempted to just bail right now and hop into these houses. Let me tell you. I was hoping to get a little further south, but further south is going to make my my scurry away from the group even harder. Alright, we're not that far into this one if we have to restart. It's fine, it's fine. So we might get grabbed by this tough zombie right below me. I'm going to try to move over a space without hitting a bush. Oop, there's the grab. Oh boy, is it going to break when the bike moves forward, or am I going to get yoinked off the bike and then held in place while all of these zombies come and munch on my yummy juicy brains? Let's find out. Hey, look at that. We broke the grab. Alright, so the soldier is working his way out of the vehicle, so I'm trying to determine how I can best... Like before, I'm trying to reposition things to better. I'm playing a lot of... when I do these kinds of runs, I do a lot of geometry. I'm trying to change the positions of things. Everything's going to come directly towards me. So these guys are going to keep racing this direction. So if, for example, I kept going south and then kind of stopped here and bailed and then tried to run into this house, these guys would keep coming south and then start curving this way. I could... Oh... Well, never mind. My choice is made. We're going into that house. So, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go south a little further. I'm going to bail off... I'll make my decision when we get a little further south. But I'm going to bail off, and I'm going to try to run this direction. I'll have to avoid this group, so I might end up going through this window. It depends. But we're going to try to go in here, smash, grab the binocs. Then I'll lead them back through the house even further. I'll try to go back out this door, and then come across to get to the vehicle. Hopefully by then, all of this stuff will be down in this area and chasing me up into the house. That's the goal. It depends a lot on what's going on up here. This guy will keep coming south. These guys don't see me, but they saw me earlier, so they're going to keep coming. So the geometry's not ever going to line up the way I want exactly, but that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to try to bail off the bike, probably right here at the edge of the sidewalk. I'd like to do it before I start getting pummeled with stones, but I'm not sure I'll manage it. I guess I could bail right now. I got to make sure he steps out of the vehicle. If I bail too early, he'll try to keep walking towards me, and he'll walk into the side of that. So I need to get south further so he steps out of the car. All right, let's go at least another round or so. Oh, what the hell did you just do? Tileset error. It's not the wheel, at least. What is in that corner? Just the frame and the quarter panel? All right, that's not terrible. Tileset error. I've never seen that before. I updated my my dead guy tileset right before we started, as well as the experimental build. So we're as up to date as we can be. First time I've seen that. Get out of there, stupid guy. Now that you've got a space, you've made yourself a hole. Step into it, please. All right, he's out of the vehicle. Let's see, when to bail. One more pulse, and then I'm going to try to go up and diagonal through these groups. These are all slow, so I shouldn't have a problem. What I have to gauge, the important thing here is I have to gauge how much stamina I'm going to burn trying to get away from the initial group into the house. Because I then also have to have enough stamina to make the sprint from the door to the vehicle itself. And if it doesn't drive, I'm in big trouble, because I'll have burned so much stamina and I'll be so slow that the likelihood I'll get over here to cover and lose pursuit is pretty small. So I'm going to look ahead of time for alternate safety points. So it's always good to do that. The chain link fence here is a really good one. The zombies will try to go through it, whereas I can hop over it. So if I can get to the chain link and hop it, then run down the length, I can just hop back and forth as needed and use it as a defensive slowdown point for the zombies chasing me. Also, we have a drain pipe here I could try scurrying up, and I know there's a drain pipe on the far side I could kind of try to scurry down. There's also a basement inside. So when you're doing maneuvers like this, scan your area, think ahead about what your contingencies are going to be, where your safe points are. Sometimes I'll scout an area just to map it in before I do something stupid, so I know where I can run to try to get away from trouble. What you do not want to do, if you can avoid it, is keep running into unexplored territory. That's how you get killed. Your stamina drains and you keep hitting new zombies, new zombies, new zombies. As long as I know what's around me, I will almost invariably travel in a direction I've already explored to get out of danger. Even if the danger looks worse in that direction than the unexplored direction. So it could look clear to me, and I would still generally take the one that I know how to maneuver in over the one that's unexplored. All right, let's slow down slightly and try to do a turn here. I need to speed up. I'm going to try to thread these a bit. I'm actually going to see if I can get the bike through this gap, pull these guys down even further, bail off over here if I can get on the other side of these, and then go up into the house, either through the window here or here. That'll give me even more room and safety factor if I can manage the turn. This is where the turn rate... Oh, look at that. Now we're going to kick the speed up. Don't grab me, you punk. Oh, he grabbed me. Oh, we broke it. Alright, get a little distance. Keep angling in. Perfect. So that worked pretty well. If we look behind me, you can see they're chasing me as expected. They're a little close to the building. I'm a little unhappy about that and all the windows, because when I bail off, they're going to start piling through windows to get to me, and I'm going to have a hard time getting to the binocs. So this is a little ugly. We've also added in the consideration of an ambulance right here, where we could get some medical gear, possibly. So, I've also, of course, attracted a new group of zombies. Let's take a look at these vehicles real quick. So it has wheels, it has a broken security system, it has no battery. So, well, sort of, but not really. So we're not going to try considering that. It has wheels, I can't see the driver's seat, and battery draining, engine's okay, no mending needed. I can't quite rule this one in or out because I can't see the driver's seat. And I can never tell the condition or the charge rate on the battery remotely. You always have to approach it and examine it directly to see the charge, if it has any. This one, damn, everything's got wheels on this street. This is the street of wheels. No dashboard, that's still drivable. We still got controls and a security system's broke, so this is another one that's looking possibly drivable. Faulty engine, we don't know what fault. It could still work, it might not, depending on which one we get. And it has gas in the tank. So, we got two maybes. I'd still go for the more guaranteed one. So let's, gotta make this decision. These guys... I don't want them to come through this direction, so unfortunately the timing's going to be a little off. Time I get off there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to come through the windows, which is going to put them right where I don't want them. But I can't delay out here. I've got too much stuff. If I delay to let them come further south... I don't want to make big sweeping turns on this bike. I could... I was thinking of coming south like so, and then coming back north. They've all grouped up a little better. These guys will come across if I come down through here. And these guys will come down this way as I come across. Or I could turn south right now. Let's slow the bike down. Those guys have not come around the corner like I was hoping they would. Yep, they're in the building instead. That is not ideal, and they're going to see me through the window and then come this way, so I won't have a direct line at them. Look at that, another house with an upper floor. That would have been pretty nice if I could have sneaked into it. Alright, I'm not going fat. I mean, look at this. Talk about not what I was hoping for. Oh my god. What are my font settings? If only we had a command for that. Video is still valid and accurate, except the font size and blending section is now done in-game. So if you go to graphics here, when that video was made, we didn't have these options. So you set all the sizes in here, and you set the blending here, true or false. But which font is being used and such, that's still done via the method shown in the video. That's the only thing that's different from the video. So yeah, that's not ideal. That's exactly what I was hoping to avoid. And then it is, so it was prophesied, and so it came to be. Dang it! This mess of zombies are going to infest the area and make me trying to maneuver around in here a nightmare. I do not want to move towards feral runners. This is unfortunate. Now that we're in this little courtyard, I'm not going to get this bike out of here successfully either. We're going to bang into these bushes. So we're bailing off the bike no matter what. We've already ended our bike run. I think I'm going to have to abandon the binocs. I was really hoping to keep a hold of them because that would help us out quite a bit. I'm not sure I'll be able to manage it though. I can't. This is likely locked, so even if I went around and avoided him, I wouldn't be able to go in that door, so I'd be up in this area. The windows on this north side. Who knows what other zombies are up that direction. So, it's either bail. These guys are going to come straight across, so I could go up in the window, Probably they'd be about here and see me. I don't know. Maybe I could do a little end run around here where they come across while I go that way, and then I loop down and grab that and then go out, depending. Let's give it a try. What the heck? What could possibly go wrong? Alright, hit the parking brake, stop driving, go to run mode very briefly, then stop running. How to time this? Already down one full bar. I'm tempted to stand here until I see those runners come boiling out that window. I think they're right about here now. Wait around, wait around. Oh, here come the feral humans. Oh, this is gonna suck. Yep, this is gonna suck. Alright. These were bad choices. I made bad choices. Problem here is these feral runners I have to sprint to stay ahead of, and that's going to burn my stamina non-stop while I'm doing it. So, I have to gauge, do I have the stamina to get to that vehicle, get at least the doors closed. There's now 2 ways in that zombies can use. So it's not sealed, it's not going to be ideal, but I'm just going to use it as a junker. We're just going to smash our way to the south and then bail out of it anyway. But I have to gauge. Do I go straight out the window and go for the vehicle with my current stamina, or do I try to duck in and get the binocs? Because the further south I go, the more I put myself in range of all this random stuff out here that's going to start seeing me when I come around this corner. These guys are going to try to come across the rough terrain if I can get to this point instead of following me up and around, so I might sprint, try to get them coming across the tables. That'll slow them down substantially. Then walk my way a few spaces, saving my stamina, and then try to sprint for the car. That's what we're going to try to do. So, run mode for 2 spaces. Damn it! The guy moved before I could get to the position I wanted. And then they just broke the stuff. Let's see how fast they're coming up on me. Alright, this is gonna be dicey. If that vehicle doesn't work, we're done. We're dead, because I'll be dead tired by the time we get to it, and we're not going to survive if it doesn't work. That's not the kind of situation you want to put yourself in. That is not advisable. Oh, I can't get to it. I can't close it. Oh man, I thought I was going to break it a little easier, but my flashlight is not very good. I don't have bash on it. Damn it. Should have grabbed a stick or something. Oh well. I'm going to have to give up the attempt on the flashlight, I think. So again, I'm doing everything I possibly can to minimize my stamina drain, because I have to make sure I get to the doors of the car far ahead of these guys chasing me. I don't think I'm going to manage it, because the distance is too great. My stamina's already dropped. My cost to move a space is increasing. And I've got to be able to get to it far enough ahead that I can both open it, move in 2 spaces, and close it behind me before they can get into that space. So I might let this guy hit me a few times, just to minimize my stamina loss. So he's taking swings at me, because I need to put on a speed burn here right at the end. Alright, right here. So we're going to now do a final sprint. We're going straight for the doors. I got to get in to that space and close the door behind me before he steps into that space. That's the big problem. It's a hugely costly movement points to go to these 2 spaces. So we might make it, we might not. Oh, well, the grab didn't help. I thought I was going to be able to move and get out of range of him. He did the exact thing I didn't expect. He moved up and away to the adjacent to where I now am and got a grab on me. That is extremely bad. That is so bad. That was some bullcrap movement on this Tough Zombies part. He moved from here diagonally up to here and then executed a grab on me. That is just Oh, that is so bad. Okay, here comes the pain. We broke it, but we're not getting the distance I need. I am definitely not going to get into that door. Now, there's no way I'm going to get into that. I'm going to go around the vehicle instead, because they'll bunch up on the side here. Yeah, much better choice coming around this way. So they're going to bunch up on the side. I'm going to switch back to walk mode. I need to get in and moving before somebody steps into that back zone. Alright, that's what we wanted. Please drive. Please drive. Let's take a look. What do we got? Oh, look at all that battery power. So we've got a good electric motor. We've got tons and tons of battery power. We have no security system to worry about, so it'll start right up. And we got wheels. We're good to go. Alright, where are we going to go? So the important consideration there, several. I tried to describe what I was thinking as I was doing it, and I knew how things were going to play out, distance-wise and stamina-wise. But I talked earlier about the danger of this bar. You can hear my heavy breathing, that's part of the sound pack. But the consequence of this bar going down is that you get into a situation where you're getting hurt from both ends of an equation, because your actions cost more when you have less stamina, and the movement point cost goes up. So as you get winded and you get less and less stamina, essentially the effect is you slow down. The zombies never change speed. They're always got the same speed. They have no stamina to worry about. So the consequence is, as you drain this bar, the zombies get faster and faster, essentially. So you got to really, really be careful. And it takes time and practice, and you got to do it sometimes and kind of see how the results are and get a feel for it. But I had a pretty good idea of the distances I would be able to travel, and like I mentioned at the beginning, runners and dogs are the things that are going to cause the problems. Everything else I could easily walk around and dance around with almost no difficulty, but these guys are just fast enough that I'm forced to use my stamina and run, and that's the danger. If I get to a point where this gets low like it is now, escaping after that gets extremely difficult and unlikely. So now I need to move and hopefully, take a break somewhere, get my stamina back while we drive around. I want to go south. We're not facing the right direction for that, and it's going to be a little tough. I got a pretty open road. I could probably get north and then spin around and then head south again, which is probably what we'll do. I'm tempted to just drive out and go check out the LMOE, which we could do. I'm a little conflicted on it. It'd be a fairly easy trip for us to get to it, and then I could use the vehicle just to dive straight south back into the heart of the city. I could, but there's going to be a lot of zombies in this area, and they're going to stay here essentially when I leave. And it's not like there's not other binoculars out there, so we'll find some more. It's not as super critical in this kind of a mode when I'm not trying to travel, and I'm using radio towers and stuff to get long-distance views to find laboratories and that kind of stuff. So it's more of a, it would have been nice, but it didn't quite work out. I had the flashlight in my hand instead of like a stick or something, so I could whack that display case. And I couldn't risk any more time. As you saw, it was already pretty close. But I had to make a very important decision when I got to this point. The grab from the tough zombie surprised me a bit. That was an A+ move on the part of that tough zombie to move the way he did and then grab me. So that slowed me down for a round and let things get a little closer to me. So I didn't think I was going to be able to open the door, which cost movement points, step onto the frame, which costs like 250 normally, and then another 250 get to there. Meanwhile, that's like 2.5 standard spaces each. So these guys would be able to move like 5, 6, 7 spaces before I got to there to get the door closed. So I was pretty certain I wouldn't be able to get this door closed. Then the consequence would be I would end up in the vehicle with zombies hitting me while I was trying to drive, and that is not good for anybody. And I would already be down stamina, and I have no real way to fight them, so it would have been a death sentence. So I knew that was going to be the likely possibility. So I chose instead to burn the stamina, get around the edge of the car, because I know zombies are dumb, and they try to straight line at me, so I knew if I could get around the edge, they would bump into the side, I could wrap around, and then step into the driver's seat. So little things like that, gauging stamina levels, gauging movement speeds, slicing the diagonals and pie and all that kind of stuff. Very, very important skills to learn, especially when maneuvering like this. So we're in the vehicle. It's running. Let's go ahead and kick the engine up. We'll slow it down again. I just need to get a little bit further away. Oh yeah, so what's the synopsis? What do you guys think? Do I just race for the LMOE, gear up a bit, rest, and then head south into the city? I mean, it's perfectly valid. I'm not going to live there. I guarantee absolutely we're not going to live in that place. We're going to live deep in the heart of the city. You know, just to show that I can. Not like I haven't shown up previously with a hell of a lot harder settings than this, but... LMOE, Last Man on Earth Shelter is what it stands for. So up here in the north we have this red plus. That's an LMOE shelter, Last Man on Earth. It's a prepper's shelter, a doomsday apocalypse prepper. So it's an underground bunker with stuff in it. LMOE, alright. I'll bow to the will. We'll go there. We're not staying there. We'll loot, we'll rest up briefly, and then we're going to take off again. So assuming we make it. We got to get through some city streets. We could get stopped. So we'll give it a try. But once we get, if we do get there safely and the vehicle still works, I'm going to come back and we're just going to dive straight, try to find the heart of the city. So, alright, let's go ahead and speed up again. We'll just try to maneuver our way cleanly through the city here. I've done this a whole lot, so like I said, this is going to look a lot easier than it actually is. But I've got literally hundreds of real-world hours practicing driving. So, I don't think I'm going to stop for anything. So I'm just going to move through it quick. We'll try to make this a short trip. There's another quad or triple pack of runners. You generally don't see one. That's the other problem with runners. Just like dogs, they show up in packs. So if you see one runner, expect there's going to be a couple more you just can't quite see for some reason. Alright, so let's try to dive around there. I'm going to try to avoid that zombie, which if I speed up right there, we can just squeeze through. Oh, hey! You all should feel privileged. It's yet another appearance of the super rare ice cream truck. Hey, ice cream truck. With your mini freezers and your ice cream and your chimes. Man, I've spotted that twice in the last couple of episodes. Usually that thing's hella rare. Okay, we're out. So, like I said, pretty easy. Don't mind the wolf pack. Alright, which side is the entrance? Probably the, I'm going to guess the east side. Ideally, I don't want anything to see me as I go in here. Nope, right there, north side. It's parks over here. Alright. Ah, the runner saw me. Damn it! Let's see. I don't really have a lot of room to maneuver here. That's funny. One runner. Well, I forgot. We're not playing the pacifist run anymore. Let's deal with this the direct way. Hey, runner. There. There's his buddies up north. Hopefully none of them spotted me. Oh, they spotted me. Damn it! Alright, screw this. Let's just dive into the thing. We'll deal with the consequences. Run mode. So, this is what I meant by it's 100% safe. You got this metal door. Not many things are going to be able to go through a metal door. I mean, if you've got a herd of Hulks and Skulljugs, maybe. But I've never seen anything come through this metal door. And never once have I ever had anything show up in the LMOE shelter. So, we'll turn on our flashlight in hand. Stop running. Get our stamina back. So, here is the Last Man on Earth shelter. One of several designs. There's multiple floor plans for this. This is just one of the possibilities. So here's why you come here, if you're early on in the game. What do we got? Screwdrivers, wood saw, hard hats, a couple of only sort of useful books, some strings, and a bucket. How exciting. I'll take the string, and that's it. I'll take none of that. take the other string. Sure, we'll take the cookbook, and we'll take the wood saw. Hey look, more saws! Branches! So, there is a water pump right here in the LMOE shelter. It is not clean water, so you do still have to boil the water that comes out of the water pump. The only clean water source that I'm aware of in the game, other than water heaters in basements, is there's a water dispenser in the military bunker. There's the new style military bunker. There's two different versions, an old one and a new one. The new style military bunker has a water dispenser. It's infinite and it's clean. The only downside to it is you can't craft directly using it. You have to unload or siphon the water out of it into a different container if you want to do large-scale work with it. Oh, hey, it's mentioning that. Did anybody else notice in the patch notes that we can now batch craft up to 50? So, the tyranny of the 20 batch craft has been overthrown. All hail the 50x king. So, you can now craft 50 at a time instead of 20. So, this is the cue for all you whiners and complainers to go and post on Reddit. Why 50? I want to craft 100. You know you're going to do it. I know you're going to do it. Yes, you can now make your 50 cudgels at once. Pick your favorite astrological number, whatever number makes you most happy and comfortable, and feel free to go whine and complain about why you can't craft that many at a time. I don't know. There's probably some reason. I imagine there is some reason. They can't just leave it open-ended because people will type in like 1.61 billion or something. I don't know. But somebody made the decision 50 was better than 20. So, there you go. You got the option. So, what are we looking at? So, we got a kitchen area. It's not usually a whole bunch in the kitchen, but I mean, we got a pot. So, we've got a pot that we can boil water in. So, your water needs are completely handled. For newer players looking at this, like I said, it's extremely safe. Nothing's going to come down in here. Now, I might have to deal when I leave with stuff outside. But once you're in and that door's closed, you're not likely to ever see anything down here. What usually causes players problem is light. There's no automatic light. There's no power down here. Nothing works. You can't get anything running. So you're not going to get a generator, or you're not going to get power running to any of these devices or anything like that. So you got to have your own light source, whether it's a flashlight or a lamp or atomic lamp or however you want to deal with it. But burning wood on the fire is typically the early game primitive solution. So you can use the wood stove here, or there's no oven. Hey, there's no oven. You can use the wood stove, or which is the best choice because it has a flue chimney that doesn't allow smoke to accumulate down here. So you can burn stuff there. There's enough wood down here and the various things that you can take apart that it'll work for a while. But light is usually the thing that gets people. So you got infinite water. Just figure out your own lighting solution, and you have to bring food. There's not going to be enough down here to stay long term. So it does go further. There is more. So we have another section. We got another backpack. We got a first aid kit. We'll grab that. The bandages. And I'll wear the backpack temporarily. We're going to throw that into the vehicle probably. I got to be careful what I put in the vehicle because I'm just going to ditch it. So we're probably not going to have a chance to loot it. Oh, there are generators. There's been generators in the game for years. It's just that you're not going to, like, fix a generator inside the building that's already here. Hey, look, binoculars. So, yeah, you're not going to fix a generator that's in place. Furniture in the game will never work. It's only player-made stuff that will work. So, essentially vehicles. The generator in-game is just a vehicle variant. So, yeah, look, we also have even more stuff. So, more bandages, gauze, duct tape, and binocs. Yeah, don't know what to tell you. I asked. You guys insisted. You grabbed my arm, you bent it behind my back, and you started twisting, and you made me drive here. So you reap what you sow. No big benefit to that. A bedroom, of course. Another pot inside a wood fire, keeping the place warm. Yet another backpack. Oh, a dive bag. Dive bag and leather pants. I'll have to think about the leather pants. We'll grab those temporarily. Bunch of books that are all just happy-making books. No skill-level books. And some blankets and a pillow. Then we have this glorious spot. Nothing in the bathroom. And then most people, new players, just say, oh, okay, that's it. Nothing else. Well, that's not true. But notice the design, and notice the bottom right-hand corner, the southeast corner there. So every LMOE, or Last Man Under Shelter, has a secret area. This one is right here. Bunch of guns. AR-15, a Winchester Model 70, double-barrel pipe shotgun, and a flare gun. And a little bit of food. So, all of the LMOE shelters have this kind of a safe, or a secret area. They're different floor plans, so you have to find it. But usually, if you just kind of look at the thing, they're not all perfectly square, by the way. But usually this kind of a thing gives it away, where you got a big blank spot on... that'll give you an idea of where to look. So I can't show you all of them. Working out has been added. It's mainly a weight loss and a minor morale gain if you do exercise. So you can... miscellaneous? Yeah, you can go work out, and you can set a time and an exercise level and so on. Mainly, it has a few functions currently. It will help you lose weight. It will make you tired, so if you're trying to go to sleep and you're not tired yet, and you need to go to sleep, so you wake up at a certain time, you can do exercise in order to make yourself tired much more quickly, and then go sleep. That way you can shift your day-night cycle, or your what hours you're sleeping cycle, to whatever you need to a lot easier. In the future, there's going to be some kind of a stamina, or I forget what they call it. There's going to be something involving a stamina trait, or skill, or proficiency, or whatever. And doing exercise will enable you to increase or improve that kind of a stat. So it's not in-game yet, but that's what they're working towards. I'm not sure if they call it endurance. I don't know if they've settled on a name. Just understand that it's coming. We'll go ahead and grab the AR-15. I have no space. That's because none of my bags will accommodate an AR-15. We'll have to make a strap for it. I don't have even tailoring one yet, so we'll grab the bread, the oatmeal, and the pesto. And we'll use the advanced inventory to move the AR-15 there. I'm not going to bother taking the Winchester. Got 300 ammo's pretty hard to come by, so that's just not going to be useful long enough. Same thing here, I just don't really care. We'll take the thing that's going to have common ammo. And yeah, I just don't care. We'll take that one. So we're going to drag it out, since I can't... well, I could carry it in my hands, I guess. We'll put the flashlight away. And we can wield it. Okay, so, I think that's all of the important stuff in my inventory. Yeah, don't need any of that. Don't care much about any of this. Corn and marshmallows. Already got a pot. Already got the saw. So yeah, we're pretty much all set. But a lot of stuff you can do in here. You can take apart a lot of these things. The wood, obviously, from this kind of stuff. You can take these standing tanks apart and get 60-liter tanks, which you can then fill up with water, so you have water available instead of using the pump. The pump will be worked automatically, so you can craft with a pump nearby. All that kind of stuff. There is no LMOE with an autodock, no. Will you put a RAM on your motorcycle? I don't know. I'm not sure the dive bag, I mean... Let's look at it real quick. Where'd it go? Where you at, dive bag? So dive bag, maximum item length, 70 centimeters. Ooh, weird. Centimeters. This is 93 centimeters. It's not going to fit in the dive bag. So, not going to happen. The simplest answer is just to craft a strap and attach a strap to the rifle. That way you can sling it over your shoulder and run around with it. None of these things have straps, so I can't just take one off of an existing one. And I don't have any skill at the moment. So unless we were going to spend time here, I wouldn't be able to do much. So I have to make a decision. Do I take this with me or not? It'd have to be in my hands if I did. At least it's got 12 bash, so I could bash display cases open. If we exit and there's no zombies immediately on me, we can hop up onto the top of the LMOE shelter. There's a top layer we can step on, and that will fill in, especially with the binoculars, a much wider area of, I don't know if this is 2 cities or a little park clean area in between one city, but we'll see. So we don't need water. We've got all the gear. I'm not going to grab resources because we're going to be running and running and running still. Oh yeah, we're going to drop that backpack. Well, yeah, we're going to drop that backpack. I'm not going to wear that many. We got jeans with 12 items. Let's unload the jeans. Drop the jeans. Wear the leather pants. Better protection, 4-4. I'm going to keep the cargo pants. I might switch out to those, but with backpacks, it's not really that big a problem. As long as I'm just maneuvering and moving and running, I can stack as many backpacks and dive bags and so on as I want on myself. Just when I try to fight something that would screw us. So you got to be a little cautious and careful there. But I don't think I'm going to keep the dive bag, honestly. What are the stats on this? Man, everything's still in metric. You got to update your launcher, Emmett. You need to go to the website, download the newest version, install it, and as part of the installation, it'll ask you to remove and replace the old one. And you say yes, and then everything will work fine. You can't get it to run, so you can't do the auto update through the launcher itself. So just go download the newest version. Problem's fixed. Unless you've already gotten past that and you got some other issue going on. But that's the big one that's been hitting everybody the last few days.